Hi air signs Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. We're going to take a look and see what your situation is right now, what advice the cards have for you. It is going to be a general reading, so if you are after a personal one, feel free to reach out and inquire. My email is going to be listed below the video. So let's take a look and see where you're at currently right now. So what's your situation and what you need to know. I feel like there's some things here that have happened out of the blue, or some things are happening for you and they're very sudden, very unexpected. It's almost like it's very out of the blue. There's a lot of conflict and a lot of tensions that are present in your energies. I feel like the energies don't feel calm. Something here feels tense. It doesn't feel like you're very centered. Okay, it feels like you're a little off balance. It feels like whatever it is that you're dealing with is both internal and external. Okay, so if it's something that has started internally, it's very much affecting your external circumstances. If it's something that's happened external, then it's very much affecting you internally. I feel like from the outside, I feel like you come across like you're not being phased. You come across as though whatever this thing is not bothering you, or at least that's how people perceive you. But from the inside, it's like there's a whole lot of emotions that are running rampant, that are running all over the place. So I feel like your energy is very scattered. There's a lot of back and forth. You may have someone in your life right now who is, although they're somewhat of a constant presence, they're quite a fluctuating presence. So someone is coming and going from out of your life. And this is making you feel all sorts of way. It's leaving you feeling very confused, very uncertain, very unsure about this person. It's like you have feelings for this person, but you're not sure whether they reciprocate. You're not sure whether this individual is someone who is worth investing your time in, and your energy in. Or there's a situation here that you've committed to and you've had visions and you've had a lot of goals, I feel like, tied into this situation, but something may have happened. Okay, maybe you've changed your mind about someone or about something, and now all of a sudden you're just not sure whether the future that you saw is the future that you want, or you're not sure whether the future that you see with this person is still something that you see. So there's a lot of uncertainty and there's a lot of conflict. It's almost like so either you are in conflict, or you are in tension with someone, or this is you within yourself. You're at war. You're at war with your head and your heart. The Knight of Swords, he's charging. You've come up as the Knight of Swords, and he's a very charged up energy. He's ready for battle. He's ready for war. He's ready for whatever. The Five of Wands, they're all going at each other. So this is like, it's you, and if you're romantically involved with someone, then I feel like you and this person, you may love each other. There may be some very strong emotions there, but you both misunderstand each other. You are not understanding each other. You're just not getting each other. Okay, if you've changed your mind about something, okay, if you've had your heart set out on something, but then all of a sudden you woke up one day and thought, no, I don't want this. Okay, I want a different path, or I don't feel like I can commit to this. It feels like you're at war with your head and your heart. Your heart wants one thing, your head wants another. Your heart says one thing, your head is saying something else. And it's like this internal battle, and you're just not sure, what to do. So there's a lot of confusion right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. The King of Cups, I feel like he's asking you to sit with your emotions. Now, some of you, you're probably feeling all sorts of emotions. You're like, I want to run away from them. I don't want to sit with those emotions. They're painful, they're confusing, they're just too much, they're intense, it's overwhelming. You don't want to spend time with those emotions. But that's just it. For some of you, that's just it. You keep running. And you can run, but you can't hide. Those emotions are catching up to you. Okay, and you've been running for so long, and those emotions, they're like on you, they're tailing you, they're right there. They keep catching up with you. So you can run, but you can hide, but you can't hide. So it's so important. For those of you that are running, it's so important for you to stop running and sit with your emotions. That's the only way you're going to understand what it is that you're feeling. Let's take a look and see. Let's take a look and see how you can move forward with this situation. You're very resistant in your energies. I feel like some of you are refusing to accept what's happening. Some of you are refusing to identify with your emotions, or you're refusing to accept that you've changed your mind about someone, or you've changed your feelings towards someone, or towards something has changed. And it's like, or something he has changed for you, okay? You may not necessarily have changed your feelings or your mind about something, but something he has changed for you. Now, of course, there is the Tower moment, and I feel like a lot of you have, your eyes on it. There's the Tower card here. So yeah, look, I feel like this may be, whatever it is that you're going through, may be leading to a Tower moment, or you may be experiencing a Tower moment right now. It could be an internal storm, okay? You could be going through a whole range of emotions, and you just feel like it's all so intense. It's some heavy duty emotions, and it's really overwhelming. Something he may be ending for you, or something he is collapsing. So there's a little bit of restructuring that I feel like needs to take place right now. I just feel like something here is changing for you, and it's changing for you very quickly. And I don't think you're necessarily, for some of you, I feel like it's like these changes aren't necessarily because you want them to, like you want these changes. Something here has just changed for you very quickly, and or something will change for you very quickly, and it's like you don't have a lot of time to make up your mind about what your next step should be, or what it is that you should do here. So you have to embrace the uncertainty, and you have to embrace the changes. So something he may not be going according to plan, or something he hasn't gone according to plan. You cannot shut down. That's the worst thing you can do right now, is just shut down and refuse to accept that, hey, this storm is happening. Hey, you're in the middle of this storm, okay? Don't get swept up in this tornado, in the tornado of your emotions. You need to process your emotions, because for some of you, I feel like this is why the storm is hitting you so hard, because there is just, you've been bottling up your emotions over such a long period of time that you've stored them up in your body, okay, and it had nowhere else to go. So you know what happened? A volcanic eruption. It's just, you're just letting it all out now. So it's so important to to not resist what you're feeling. Try to understand what it is that you're feeling. Try to sit with those emotions. So that advice still remains, and don't run away with it, and don't resist it. And you know what? It's okay for you to be feeling what you're feeling. Like, don't feel guilty if you feel angry, or don't feel guilty if you change your mind about someone or something. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. Also be patient, because whatever it is that you're going through is, no storm lasts forever. So there is going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is a silver cloud. There is a silver lining to every cloud. That's it. So just be patient, okay? So for some of you, all you have to do is ride it out, or just let the storm ride out. And to do that, you cannot resist it. So walk the path of least resistance. The more you try to, and again, it's like this, the theme of like war or battle or fighting keeps coming up very strongly. And maybe it's you. I just feel like maybe it's not so much the fighting. Maybe it's just this energy of resistance. Maybe it's all that. But the more you resist a thing, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, what you resist persists. So the more you resist something here, the more it's going to persist. The sooner that you accept something here, the sooner I feel like you could focus, on a solution, or focus on a way out, or just focus on the healing. I feel like I want to take a look at what you don't see coming, because I feel like there is something here that you don't see coming. And the thing is, there's an alchemy to what's going on right now. I know it doesn't look like it, and I know that it doesn't feel like it, but I feel like something here is changing for you, because there's an opportunity to restructure. Notice with the Tower, and you have to be honest. Something here is collapsing, or something here didn't work out the way that you wanted for it to have worked out. Something falls apart. Now, the reason why it falls apart, or the reason why something didn't, necessarily go through, is because the foundational structure, the very structure on which this thing, or this relationship, or this goal, or this opportunity, this friendship, or whatever this is, the very thing that it's built on, the foundation, it's a little rocky. It's crumbling. It's not sturdy enough. So just because it's falling apart now doesn't mean that this is something that ends for you permanently. Sometimes some things, I know it's very cliche, but sometimes some things fall apart so that they could come back together again stronger. And I feel like you cannot resist the truth of what is happening. You've come up as the King of Swords. The King of Swords is asking for you to face your truth. So there could be a truth that is becoming, maybe a truth was exposed about someone or something, and maybe that's why it's all falling apart, because you learned the truth about a person. You learned a truth about your situation. You learned the truth about how you feel, or you learned the truth about what it is that you want. You cannot ignore the truth. You cannot pretend like it's not there either. So it's time, I feel like it's time to acknowledge the truth, or it's time to ask yourself, what is the truth of these emotions, or what is the truth of this situation, or what is the reason that you've met this person, or what is the reason that this is happening. There's a truth here to be learned. There's a truth to be discovered, a truth to be explored, and there is something very magical about what is happening. But I feel like you don't see it coming. So let's take a look and see, what is it exactly that you don't see coming? You don't see this coming, and you won't see this coming if you keep looking back, if you keep looking at what didn't work out, if you keep looking back at what fell apart and what collapsed here and why, and refusing to really understand it. What you don't see coming are new beginnings. And that's the reason why something is coming to an end. That's the reason why something is falling apart. So either you could build something back up again, whether it's with the same person, or whether it's building something back up again, but this time around different, better. So this time around you're building it on a much more stronger, healthier, sturdier foundational structure. Or the reason why something falls apart here is that it creates room and it creates space for something or someone else. So for new beginnings. So one door closes, so another could open. One chapter ends, so another chapter could begin. One character exits, so a new one can enter. So and you don't see it. It's hard to see it from this vantage point though, especially from the vantage point of constantly looking back. I think it's okay. I honestly think it's a good thing to look back. I think it's a great thing to look back, because when you look back, you can see how far you've come. You know you still have so much, like you've still got so much more to go, but looking back, you realize just how far you've come. But you cannot. And the past plays such an instrumental role in who you are and where you're going. Okay, so I think every now and then it's okay to glance back, you know, just glance over your shoulder every now and then. But I feel like it's not healthy to try and go back to the past and stay there and unpack your bags and just live there. That's not okay. And for some of you, I feel like, and look, moving on is going to take some time. You know, moving on, moving through this, healing this is all going to take some time, and take as long of a time as you need, guys, okay? And don't compare yourself to the next person, because the next person may have had a similar situation, but their experience would be entirely different because they're not you, and they don't process emotions like you, and they haven't experienced what you've experienced, and they don't have your backstory, and they don't, you know what I mean? They don't have the same makeup as you do. And everyone has their own unique journey. So do not compare yourself to someone else's journey. Don't think that by now you should have healed, or by now you should have moved on, or by now you should have made up your mind about something or someone. It's okay. It's okay for you to just take your time and heal, but make sure you don't keep so focused and so fixated on what didn't work out that you don't see what's in front of you. And what's to come and what you don't see coming is so much more beautiful than what you're leaving behind. It's so much more bigger and better and so much more grand than, and there's a magic to it. I told you that there's some sort of alchemy to all of this. It's like there is something here that had to fall apart for you. A relationship had to not work out for you because the wrong one is leading you to the right one. Or a truth had to be exposed so that you can understand it and you can wipe the slate clean and maybe start again, start a new chapter, but with the same person. Or something here had to not work out for you because it's redirecting you. It's putting you on to a new, it's like protecting you. It's protecting you from what's to come, or it's putting you in this energy of protection, but it's also redirecting you. So maybe you've taken a bit of a detour, and now you're being redirected on your path. So you have to see that there is an upside in all of this. I think you also need to open up your heart. I feel like for some of you, it may be really hard, especially if what you're going through and what you're dealing with is an emotional breakup, right? If it's a heartbreak. It may be really hard for you to open up your heart, and you may feel like you might never love again, or you might never trust again. But you will, and you might not be ready to open up your heart to someone, but someone will come along and your heart will just naturally open up to them, because this is someone so aligned with who you are, and they're so aligned with your emotional needs and what you want from out of a relationship, that this person is just your heart will just naturally open up for this person. You know what? I feel like something is being taken away from you, and what you don't see is that there's something here, like you're being asked to give up something, and you don't see that what you're getting, it's like you're getting something back. By giving something up right now, you're getting something back in exchange. And what you're getting back in exchange is like tenfold. But you don't see it because you think whatever it is that you're giving up, like for a lot of you, I feel like it's a sacrifice. You're sacrificing something. So you may be sacrificing a lot of your time, your resources, or your energy for for a goal, for a dream job, for a dream career, for a relationship, or for someone, or you know, you're sacrificing these things so that you could be where it is that you want to be X amount of years from now. And you feel like sometimes you feel like you're sacrificing so much, and sometimes you feel like, okay, well, you know, what if you don't get anything back in return, or what if it's all for nothing? You're What's coming out of this, like what you're going to be getting in return, in exchange, is actually so much more than what you're bargaining for. It's so much more than what you've actually imagined. You don't see that this too, whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, is a gift. It is a gift because there's a lesson, or it's a blessing. You're either being redirected to someone new or to a new path, and you're certainly being protected. You're certainly being protected now by your angels, your spirit guides. And like I said, it's hard to see like from this vantage point, because for some of you, I just feel like your energy feels very, like you feel like low on energy. You may feel really down, and you may feel really upset, or you just may feel like really confused and not certain. And it may be hard for you to see from this vantage point, but there is just like what's ahead of you is just so much better than what's behind you. And you have to trust in that. You have to trust that everything that you're dealing with right now is it's actually for your greater good, because everything's going to work out in the end. And if it hasn't worked out just yet, guys, it's not the end. It's not the end just yet. So stay hopeful, because you've got so much to look forward to, but not if you keep looking back, not if you keep looking down, not if you keep not if you keep fixating on why something didn't work out, that you don't see what is working out in front of you. Because all of a sudden, some things are just going to show up for you, almost like magic, like magic. My question to you is, do you believe in magic? Because there are some things here for you that are going to show up almost like, honestly, a fairy just flits into the room, waves her magic wand, and then some things just appear magically for you here. It's very fairy tale like, it's very novelesque like. But do you believe in magic? Because there are some things here that are about to show up for you that feel so magical. Alright guys, and I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Please show your support to the channel by liking and subscribing. Bye for now.